Hey everybody, this is Bulldog here with the latest Galactic challenge. This one has the Frigid Expanse global modifier, and unfortunately this thermal regulate ability is a little bit broken, or at least was for me. It doesn't display the stacks properly if you use that ability, and you can't select a target ally. You can only use it on the ally whose turn it is. I'll show a little bit more on that in Battle 3. That's where I ran into some problems. And then the odds, Rebels are going to get a bunch of bonus attacks. Makes this possibly RNG heavy, but luckily this is one of the easiest Galactic challenges that I've seen so far. So unless you're trying to do this with very low gear, you shouldn't need to rely on that RNG. So let's take a look at some of these battles that I ran. The first one is on a high level account. These are high relic characters, but this was a battle that I was able to get all of the feats done with. So I was able to defeat it with a full rebel group, defeat it with 3 light side allies, and take 8 consecutive turns. And it's going to play out a little bit differently every time because of how many bonus attacks the rebels can get and how much exposure you're landing, but it doesn't really require a lot of strategy here, to be honest. You're just going to, if you're at high relics, you're just going to overpower these guys. Luckily, though, you don't have to be at high relic. So I'm showing this battle, just showing how I got all 3 feats at once. But then I'm going to show my own personal account that I did here next, where I did it with much lower gear. I had a gear 12 C3PO. I've only got 4 total relic levels. We've got a 6-star 3PO. And he's only geared 9 or 10. I can't remember at the moment. But unfortunately, there's not really a lot to go over with this battle. I kind of spread the attacks around, trying to remove turn meter, trying to keep people stunned. But it was fairly easy at low gear level, so I don't feel like there's a lot to talk about necessarily here. I do show all my mods at the end, so if you want to see any of the mods, they are at the end. It's not a mod heavy battle. I didn't move any mods around on either account or do anything like that. So finally, this one is over, and I'll get to the next ones here. Show you. I'm also going to show you a third battle where I show you some other options if you're trying to get the light side droids completed. So this is the lower tier account, so you can see. Okay, so it's a gear 10 3PO, gear 12 C3PO. And then I think we've got a Relic 4 Chewie, Gear 13 Han, Gear 13 CLS, but no relics there. CLS is missing two of his Zetas. The only one he has is where he grants turn meter on his unique. That's the it binds all things Zeta, I believe, is the only one I have here. So I honestly don't know how low you could go in terms of gear relics or anything like that, but this is not one that requires a huge investment. A lot of people are going to have rebels. This is one of the most player friendly Galactic challenges that we've seen. No Mandos. You don't need any Mandos in order to complete all of these feats. So it's kind of nice having an easier one that we could get done pretty quickly here. I'm sure there's all sorts of combinations to get some of these different feats. But even at the lower tier relics, I'm kind of wishing I had sped these battles up because there's not much to go over. It's keep everybody stunned, remove turn meter if you're concerned about getting so many attacks in a row, and they work really well. So let's move on to another battle here. Give you another option. This one here was also done at a high level account with high relics. But you don't actually need that because we're going to basically stop them from taking any turns at all, and a lot of the damage can be done with exposes. So this resistance team works extremely well. You're going to control the battle and prevent them from taking any turns, at least any turns where they're not stunned. You know, you've got R2. R2 is very nice taking all those basic attacks because it's very likely he's going to get a stun. If he doesn't get the stun on the first try, he'll try over and over again. You can use the AoE there to get lots of exposes to generate turn meter. And I do want to talk about that thermal regulated ability because I didn't think it was working properly, because whenever I use it, it didn't give me a chance to select another ally, and the stacks were not going down. You'll see later in the battle here that I think it does reduce the stacks, but it just doesn't change the display, which can make it very tricky to keep track of. One problem with this team, especially if you have lower relic levels and lower damage, is that you're going to increase those stacks of frostbite, and you could eventually essentially puts the battle on a timer in a way. But I didn't think you could remove them. I think you can, because we'll watch Resistance Trooper over here on the side. He's at 6, and you're going to see at one point I'm going to decide, he's about to die. Let me try it and see if the thermal regulate ability works. And it doesn't appear to, but then he gets to 10 stacks and doesn't die until what would be, I believe, 12 stacks. So I think it worked, it just didn't display properly. So I think you can use that thermal regulate throughout the match. I think right here. So yeah, right there, I used it and it didn't do anything. And I was at 9. I was like, oh crap, I just wasted it. The turn didn't matter. I was gonna win this anyways. But now here he is taking a turn at 10. He still took a turn at 10. So I think it's just the display that's broken, because you're gonna see he's going to get another turn here, and then he's going to die off. And then I thought the game froze on me for a second. I thought I broke it as it sat here waiting to load, but then I did get the victory screen. And that's another way you can get 3 light side droids. So I'll go through all the mods here so you guys can see, but I didn't move any mods around. It's not mod heavy or anything like that. Maybe if you're trying to push this at lower gear levels, you might need specific mods. But overall, this is one of the easiest Galactic challenges that we've had. So sorry I didn't really go in depth on a lot of the strategy here, but I didn't really feel like there was a lot to cover. There's nothing earth-shattering. Most of it is fairly self-explanatory, and I think a lot of people are going to get higher rewards than they do, or get max rewards on this one, because it's pretty user-friendly here. So, and I'm sorry, it's 3 in the morning. I just happened to wake up, so I thought I'd get this out. So maybe not my best explanations ever, but I thought I'd still show you guys some of the teams that I use for this. So thanks a lot for tuning in, and I'll see you guys when I'm more awake. Thanks.